Good day, beautiful people of the South. This is Benta with Mohaukuibu. Welcome once again. I thought I should share just one of this information today. I'm alive, and that's what is very important. And I think I just like to give thanks to the country which I live in, which is South Africa, especially after watching the news yesterday, seeing the people that were rescued from Sudan who came to South Africa. I think it was over 50 people, where we had some Lesotho nationals inside there, and then we had some Zimbabwean nationals inside there. You know, as the Minister of International and Cooperation Affairs, Minister Naledi Pandor, was addressing the media, I felt a sense of pride, understanding the fact that there is a lot that we can complain about in South Africa, be it ESCOM, be it corruption. There are still few things that are still done right. When you find that other countries could not even go there and bring their own people in a war zone like Sudan. Yet South Africa had managed to send and find way with cooperation, and the gift of the givers. They just keep on giving. I understand that they were very instrumental in helping, making sure that South Africans and those people that were rescued from this mission, the gift of the givers was very instrumental in this particular, what would I call this, in this particular journey. So I want to say big up to the South African government, big up to the South African ministry and politicians who worked very hard, because remember, some of our people that were in Sudan, as they were fleeing the country, they found themselves in the borders of other countries like your Egypt, and with no passport at all. And there was definitely communication between two governments to say, yes, we understand that nobody should enter the country without proper traveling documents, but they were made possible, they were made available, emergency travel documents. And I actually did not know that if you can be able to lose your traveling documents while you are abroad in a different country, whether they've marked you or what, you actually have the right to apply for emergency passport so that you can be able to come home. But immediately you touch the ground in South Africa, those documents expire, and you should go to your nearest Home Affairs branch and apply for new traveling documents. I am so happy. I promise myself that there should be certain things besides me complaining, that I find, and I have to make it a habit, that I find certain things that are light, certain things that are worth celebrating. And this is one of them. Having over 50 people that were rescued from a war zone, that it is propelled by brothers, propelled by greed for natural resources, greed for power, and the unstoppable thirst for just blood. That's what is just happening. People are wondering, what is this long fight in Sudan for? It is nothing but natural resources. Sudan is one of the richest places in natural resources. You can find gold there, you can find uranium there, you can find copper there, and also you can find oil there. And there are two important companies that are there. There's Chevron, which is obviously from America, and then this other one from London, which I've actually forgotten the name. These are the companies that are arming these different opposite parties that are fighting. You have the government, which is the military, which is fighting with the paramilitary group. So the other one is controlling the gold supply. The other one is controlling the economy. And all are people who used to work with one another. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, was saying to me that this war started to intensify during al-Bashir's time. Do you remember al-Bashir? That president that came to South Africa, and as South Africa we failed to arrest him, and then even if the ICC told us that we need to arrest him, apparently right now in the news it is heard that the prison that he was allegedly held in was bombed, and he was moved outside of that prison to a military hospital. He's still in prison in Sudan. When I heard of this, I'm like, this is the same thing as Jacob Zuma being in hospital while in jail. There is no jail whatsoever. So he still continues. Look, I'm not a fan of ICC. I am just a fan of justice. When someone is taking the country for granted and making sure that he loots the natural resources that are there and arm the people and to make sure that they can fight one another, this is the type of president we're talking about right now. So as South Africans, as Africa, as a country that is still the last hope in African continent, we need to stand up and be able to make sure that wherever injustices is happening, we need to stand up and call it out. Whatever is currently happening in Zimbabwe, South Africa at one point was given an opportunity to intervene through Thabo Mbeki, and it failed. Right now, we cannot be able to be in a position to be complaining to say South Africa has got a multitude of foreign, what you call illegal foreigners that are here. We failed them by not properly intervening and calling them out when they were rigging votes, when they were imprisoning opposition leaders. And we said definitely nothing. We said everything that was happening there, it was, what you call that you need to respect the sovereignty of the country. What does that supposed to mean? It means that even if there is human rights violations that are happening in particular country, as a different country, you're not supposed to impose yourself in it because you believe that those people have the right for self-determination. How? You understand? So I just wanted to give thanks to our government, to say we really see the efforts that were done. And we sometimes in rescue missions like this, we really don't get to understand and see, the power and so much work that is being done. Can you imagine the war that is currently happening in Sudan and having a rescue mission in the midst of that particular war? How risky that could be. So we are very appreciative. We are very appreciative of the government and those people that have managed to come out there, and we understand that there were still South Africans that were still in what you call in where do the ambassador stays in those places, where you go. I don't know what do they call it, but I understand they were now moved to much safer places. So I think this video is appreciation to everything that has taken place, to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We still have a country, yet we are not going to rest on our laurels to say something like that nice happened, so we cannot be critical. I think a country will die if we stop being critical of it. Even in the Bible, which I'm not a fan of, it says that you criticize someone that you love. If I walk in and then you are smoking, you're drinking, and I say, please stop that will kill you, that is the wrong thing to do, that means that I care about your future. I want more for you, and I care that you take correct decisions that will have positive turnout for you. So as people that are all, like personally, I'm that particular person that loves commenting about social issues, the current affairs, and definitely being critical of our government. It is purely because it comes from a place of love, place of wanting this country to continue to grow, place to wanting to have a country that will always be accountable to its citizen. That's the only thing that I want. I might not have the solutions, but I do have the direction in which that the country should be traveling on. So big up to the Ministry of International Relations, big up to Ntate Aaron Motsoaledi, the Minister of Home Affairs, and big up to the Minister of our Defense, to make sure that all these operations, as it happens, that our people who were locked and were in danger in Sudan, while brother and brother were fighting for mineral resources, they managed to bring our people back. And we still need to raise the alarm for the people of Sudan. There is a lot of injustices that is happening there. People are being killed because they are sitting on top of natural resources that God bestowed them. Why cannot we sit down and share this, and so that we can disseminate all these riches among our people than to fight? So we pray and send our heartfelt prayers to the people of Sudan who are currently living in fear, who are currently being killed each and every day. Apparently there's over 1,000 to 2,000 people that have been killed since the war has been done. There are ceasefires on top of ceasefires that have been agreed. Yet while there are ceasefires that have been agreed, there will be fights and bombing that are happening. So we're asking that sane minds prevail. We're asking them that to understand that they are not doing anybody a favor by taking money from London and America to go and kill their own people. They need to understand that right now that we need to stand and be able to take care of the natural resources and actually let our people be the winners here, not these two gentlemen that are being pushed by ego. So I'm very grateful to be living in a country where we can still negotiate, we can still be critical of one another without killing one another. So it's quite important. And there is this habit that I think I need to address of our black brothers and black sisters of really throwing themselves into substance abuse. But fair to, there is still hope. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to see what your life could be without drinking and without smoking. And everywhere I go in this place where I'm staying, I'll be seeing young black men walking around carrying beer bottles, drinking as early in the morning, during the day, and even at night. It does not matter whether it's Monday, it's Friday, it's Sunday. Look, I'm not judging. People are going through the most, I understand. But give yourself a chance. Do you understand? Give yourself a chance to say, what would my life be if I could just drop this bottle? This bottle is not here for fun. Believe me, alcohol is not about celebrating. Alcohol, just like the devil, it's coming here to steal your future, to take all your potential and leave you in numbness and not allow you to be able to be critical about yourself. So just give yourself a chance. Just say, not in my name. Can I at least give myself a chance to be sober and take decisions that are going to take me to a better place as an individual? Someone was saying that, yeah, you don't drink, but there are still certain things that you don't have. I have good health. I can be able to be critical and say I want to save money, even if it's not too much money, but there are certain things that I'm saying that I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to do that. Can we at least give ourselves that? Africa right now wants us sober. We need to know that. We need to be sober to be able to take this country to the highest level. The only place right now in the whole entire globe that it still have minerals, that all this type of talent, that Africa is unlimited in everything, in natural resources, in talent, in entertainment, in everything. Africa is the go-to place right now, and it always been. This is where life began, and this is where life will continue to find its source to continue. So I love you so much, brother and sister who's watching this. Please give yourself another chance. Think and know that there is a proper life beyond alcohol, beyond drugs, and just beyond being dizzy and being high. I love you so much. This is another episode of Banter with Mohau. Let's meet once again as we're going to be watching different types of court cases taking place this particular week. Census case is coming back. We can't wait to be sitting there and realizing all the shenanigans that has been happening in the justice system in South Africa. Going to get critical again with everything that's going to be taking place. I love you. Take care. Funaning.